I'm an online coach for gym bros and a personal branding content specialist for other online coaches just like me. I'm gonna show you the exact things that I did to take my store reviews from 400 to 2,000 every single day with only 7,000 followers. It's so easy to do. You've just got to make a few tweaks, but a lot of people are not maximizing their approach when it comes to stories, and stories are so important. I'll go through that in a second. Let me just show you how much 2,000 actually is for 7,000 followers, because the average that we see, I think, is 5 to 15% of our total followers. So 300 would be bad. 1,000 would be great. So if you've got the same amount of followers as me, you can use this, or you can calculate your own. 300 would be bad, 1,000 would be great. Like I said, I'm doing 2,000, and that's not just as a one-off, that's every single day. So that's 30%, around 30% of my total audience is watching my stories. And I think this is even more important, maximizing this with the changes that Instagram are making, because we're seeing Instagram take a step to be a little bit more like TikTok, or kind of like Instagram Reels were back when the first launch. The prioritization is now pushing them out to a new audience. So you might have noticed you're getting more non-followers watching your Reels than you did do before. So our feed is not necessarily the best place for us to sell now, because a lot of those people watching the videos and new people coming in, they're pretty cold. We can't really class them as warm. Whereas people that are watching your stories, they're warm. If you've been doing your stories right, they are hot. They are steaming hot leads for you. So we need to start remembering kind of that our Reels now, especially with these new changes, are kind of like lead mags, but our stories, why can I not? Right? Equal sales. And why do they equal sales? Because this is where we build trust, confidence, connection, and also conversation. If we are doing all these things here, yeah, then that's going to drive sales. So that's why stories need to be our prioritization. If we can maximize these, then we can start tapping in to the audience that we already have. Stop trying to think that like Reels are the main thing that you need to be prioritizing. The good, like I said, for getting people in, but if you're not already connecting your audience that you've got, then you shouldn't be bothered about bringing new people in. Because what happens when those new people do come in? What are you going to do then? You've not got the systems in play to connect with them deeper. So they're just going to end up floating around, not engaging with any of your content, and then probably unfollowing you within a few weeks. So we need to have the systems like creating trust, connection, confidence, and conversation to be able to drive these people from Reels into stories and then potentially sales through all these things. I'm on Instagram every single day, so I see a lot of your mistakes in the stories. I'm gonna go through the top 5 mistakes that I do see in stories when I'm scrolling through. Number 1 is gonna be talking head. Head rants. Nobody wants to see you ranting on for ages and ages and ages. Multiple stories talking about the same thing. People are just going to be skipping past it. Nobody wants to see it. That kind of brings us onto the same number 2 as well. Like 2 is long ass vids. We do ideally want to be keeping the videos on the stories. I know it goes all the way up to a minute, yeah? But we do want to be keeping it, especially under that 30-second mark. Ideally, if you can do 20 seconds, ideally, if you can make a nice 10-second one and just get it over and done with, then great, because people don't want to be sat there for ages. Stories are, I know we say micro content, but stories are like micro content. People do not have the brain speed while they're going through stories to stop and listen. People's brains are going. So you might have heard me speak about brain speed already. Like when we're in the emails, we're at 20% brain speed. When we are in YouTube, we're probably about 60% brain speed. When we're on Instagram, we're about 90% brain speed. But if we fine tune that even more and we go onto Instagram stories, damn, we're on like 95% brain speed. Everyone's just like tap, 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 tap. They will tap at any opportunity you give them to tap. So don't give them that opportunity to tap. Keep it short, keep it snappy, say what you need to say, and then move on. Right, number 3. I've just got a new marker pen, can you tell it's way better? Link stickers. You don't want to be putting link stickers up, and I know you want to be selling, but what this does is it takes the person out of Instagram, and Instagram does not like that. If you're taking people out of Instagram, it wants to keep people on Instagram as much as possible. So by you posting link things on your story, they're not going to, for one, complete the whole story and then start to watch whatever's next on your story. They're going to totally leave Instagram and go somewhere else. So ideally, we don't want to be putting link stickers in. There can be a time and place for them, but there are better ways. Like we can talk about DM automation or saying swipe up and reply this. So you might have seen the things that I do. I won't put a link sticker to say inquire for coaching, or say I've got a lead magnet, click this link to get the lead magnet. I'll just say reply to this story, transformation or whatever, and then I can kind of go into it there and I can send them the link there, because we'll talk about positive and negative engagement in a second, but that's a positive engagement on the story. Then replying to it, it gives more of a positive than a negative, whereas a link sticker will take them out of the app altogether and it'll go as a negative response to the algorithm. Number 4, reposts from feed. So you might think to get more views on your feed post, you need to post it on your story, but you don't. Instagram CEO said himself, stories are for stories and feed is for feed. And if he's saying that, yeah, we need to take into account. He doesn't want us to be posting our feed posts on our stories. It will kill your reach, whether that's your feed post from your own post or it's someone else's post. It might be a motivational quote or whatever. Now, I can't lie, I do that sometimes. Even when clients tag me in stories, I will share my client stories sometimes because I do feel bad if I've just ignored the stories, but I'm trying to protect my reach at the same time. So if a client's tagging me on a story, sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't really want to post that, but like to keep the client happy and like, I'll just post it. But ideally we shouldn't be doing that if we're wanting to maximize our reach. So it depends what our main focus is at that time. If our priority is going to be trying to push our reach up on stories, then don't share it. I know, I'm sorry, but you need to protect your reach if that's going to be your priority. But if your priority is going to be internal with the client, then obviously share it. You've got to think about priorities in that when it is a sticky situation, but it is one of the things that kills our reach. One of the things you can avoid doing though is just sharing random stuff, and also sharing like your feed posts whenever you put them up on your stories. It's better for them to actually see it on the feed page. Number 5, posting 75 times. Posting 75 times a day. You don't want to be posting that many times. The sweet spot is kind of, I'd say 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, somewhere in that range. Maybe like 5 to 10 will be the sweet spot. Maybe like 8 to 10. It depends if you're good at it or if you're not. But yeah, we just don't want to be posting too many times. It's not a YouTube video. It's not a Marvel film. We don't need to be posting that many times. We need to be really specific and targeted with what we are posting. I'll go through it later. We've got the story play, which is based on posting 5 posts a day. If you want to add the bonus one in that we've got at the end too, that's 6 posts in a day. So that sweet spot somewhere between 5 to 10 will be great. But going over that, again, it's just going to prompt people to leave, especially when people start seeing the things at the top go so small. Have you ever just seen it? You've gone on someone's story yet, and the things at the top, like where the timers and stuff, it's so small, you're just like, yeah, I'm not even going to engage with this first one because I can't be bothered going through all of these. So I'm just going to swipe off totally. I'm not just going to tap. I'm going to swipe totally off this person's story. And that's what you want to avoid again, because again, negative engagement. Move on to the story algorithm 101. There's 2 types of things that we need to be paying attention to. And that's positive engagement and negative engagement. So positive engagement, negative engagement. We want to be triggering the algorithm with as many positive engagement things as possible and minimizing the negative engagement stuff. I've kind of touched on it a little bit with what I just spoke about. So the 3 main positive engagements that you need to be looking out for: replies are going to go right at the top, clicks are going to go next, and then we'll put likes as a third. So replies can be what I said earlier, getting people to DM you transformation if they want the lead magnet or if they want to talk more about coaching. Also, you can just post funny stuff. It doesn't always have to be like centered around coaching and stuff. I'll talk about that later. But it doesn't always have to be centered around coaching. It can be just something funny and relatable, and someone might respond to it. Oh my God, I do that too. I put something on my story last night because I was up filming videos from like 3 a.m. So I was like, I work better through the night because of XXX. And then people replying to it, oh my God, me too. They're all positive engagement replies, which are gonna tell Instagram, other people might relate to this, so let's pull them in too and let's get them viewing the story. Clicks is like people choosing to click and view your stories. You know, when it comes up at the top, if someone's clicking and choosing, like it's their personal choice to click your story and see what's going on, that's a very good engagement sign for you as well. And then third, we will go with likes. Not as important as the other 2, but if you can rack up a lot of likes, you might have noticed that already, it will give you more reach and it will push it out to more people because they might like it as well. So what are the negative ones then? We've obviously got skips, exits, and swipes off. They're the 3 main negative ones that we just don't want to be happening to our posts, because that just basically tells Instagram that whatever we're doing is not great and people are leaving. So yeah, let's do whatever we can to just avoid those and push for these. Get people to like it. Click like if you agree with this, or reply this if XXF. If you relate to this, then give it a like. If you relate to this, then drop me a laughing face or something like that. We need to be trying to prompt these things as much as possible, so Instagram will keep pushing it out. There are a few things that you think might help you, but don't really help you. One of those is watch time. Another one of those is polls and stuff like that, and sliders. I know people tell you to, oh yeah, post sliders and stuff because it is a response. It's not. We need to be looking at these like it's not really much is the polls and the sliders. Watch time, obviously, it doesn't matter the full length. We just want to sticker taps as well. Though they're not really negatives, they're just not really too much positives either, so we don't need to be focusing on them too much. The main things are going to be, like I said, the replies, the clicks, and the likes. So now I want to run over the story play with you. This is a play straight out of the Identity Lab playbook. So if you signed up to the Identity Lab, which is an exclusive community for coaches that are creators too, looking to build their personal brand, we've got a bunch of plays in there. I'm talking like it's launched. It's not launched just yet, but maybe you're watching this in a few weeks of time and it is fully launched. But we do have playbooks in there, and this is one of the plays from the playbook. We call it the story play. And this will give you 5 stories that you can post every single day and make sure that you're hitting all these markers that we need you to hit. If you're not on the email list, make sure you go get on the email list, because I post stuff like this out all the time for you guys to learn and grow from. So this is the email that I sent out, the story play. The keys to be real, raw, and entertaining. We need to create a life that people want to check in daily and see what kind of stuff that you're up to. We need to be diverse, and if it's the same waffle every single day, then people won't tune in again. The sweet spot is 5 to 8 posts, and if you go over, maybe you can delete a few from earlier as well. I did say 5 to 10. We are kind of in that range. We do not have endless stories, ranting, pointless stuff. People's not going to spend the time on each one and will not return. The algorithm will identify it as too many skips. Avoid sharing posts and reshares. We've gone over that. Try prompt a response. Think with every post that you put out, can people respond to this? So if you're struggling to post daily stories, here's a simplified method that we can use to post 5 stories every single day that'll build connection, trust, and growth. Let's go over them. So the S is show your progress. Because progress is proof, it builds trust, it builds relatability, and it builds momentum. So your goal with this one is to let people see your journey, not just hear about it. The examples for us to post, screenshotting by side by side, client checking wins, transformations, before and afters. Here's where I started versus now, all that kind of stuff. You want to be showing progress, showing your check-ins. A good caption prompt for this one is 6 months ago, I was insert the struggle there. Now I'm insert result, and here's what's changed. So show the progress that you get and show the progress that your clients get, and make sure that we're building that trust. The T is teach something useful. We're educators and we need to make sure that we are building authority with our personal brand. So the goal here is obviously to make followers feel smarter and clearer after watching something that you posted on your story. A good prompt for this is, this helps my client do this. Here's the exact same thing that I taught them. And then you can go on and maybe do a little clip about you talking or something, or you can do text and say, this is what you taught them. Remember, stories just want to be quick. They want to be easy. 3 quick signs you're under training. So I stopped overthinking my macros and this is what happened. You can then talk about it for a little sec. This one mindset switch helped me stop quitting early. Just little prompts like that. You just need one of their stories every single day, one teach story. The O is open up. We want to make sure now with this one, we're going a little bit more personal with it because we want to be building emotional connections. Remember, people do not buy from perfect. People buy from like real people. People don't even buy from perfect people because they're like, oh, this person's too perfect. People just buy from real ones. So just be real, just be open. Post stuff like, oh, today's mission, behind the scenes, this is what we're doing. Or even with your struggles as well, like this week was hard because, and your prompt for this can be, not every week is a win, but here's why I keep showing up anyway. Show them you're real, show them you're human, show them you're a person. This is something I keep going on about all the time. All these business mentors and stuff are pushing you to AI everything and automate everything. I'm going the other direction with humanization because I think the industry that we're in with coaching, humanization is so key. There was a brand that did AI coaching a good year ago, something, but basically they didn't last too long. I got asked to do a promo for one as well. Oh, can you do promo for this brand? I said no. It was paid as well. I said no because it's against my ethics. It's against what I believe. And I don't see them today. Because it's like going to a hairdresser's, going to a barber's or whatever. You could automate a barber and get a robot doing it or whatever. But people go there for the personal connection. Humanization is so key to this industry. So my methods will never push you to be doing any of that fake stuff. We're real ones here, yeah? What does the R mean? The R one means respond to your niche. The more you respond to them, yeah, the more they're going to engage with you. Conversation is going to lead to their conversion into being a client. Remember that. So show your audience that you're listening and show your audience that you're leading by responding to them in your stories. Just remember, each of these are one a day of showing your progress, one teaching one opening up one responding one. You want to be just saying something like, here's what I'd actually do if I was in your situation, because 99% of people get it wrong. Or someone asked me this in the DMs and this is the answer. Let me settle this. Is fasted cardio a myth or is it true? You lot voted for this on last week's story, so let me cover it for you now. Something to do with them, the questions that you're getting asked, whether it's with your comments or whether it's in your DMs, make sure you're bouncing back and forth. It's a trade-off. It's them and us together, not you just posting on a feed blankly. Remember, we're wanting to be humans. We're wanting to push the humanization of this, so we can't just be that Instagram person. People need to remember that we are a human and it's not just a face they're seeing on Instagram. Yeah, so respond to them. They will engage with you. That engagement leads to conversation. The conversation then leads to them being a client at some point in the future. So make sure that you're prompting response on your stories. The Y equals your people. And with this one, we're trying to focus on community. So showing your community raw check-ins, raw DMs from clients or messages on your WhatsApp. Just maybe if you've been in training with a client, share a picture of you training with your client. This is why I love coaching real people, real effort, real change, just small little captions like that. Make sure it's community-led. So everything is community-led. Let me just run through this right from the start again. So story, S-T-O-R-Y, that's how you spell it because you're not thick and you know, I don't know why I'm saying that again. Show your progress, your client's progress, befores and afters, transformations. T, teaching them something valuable. Remember, you are authority, you've got to lead. Open, you've got to then be a little bit vulnerable too, because you're human. You've got to be open with them, because that's going to drive them to have that deeper connection with you. You then got to respond to them, because they got to know that you are listening to them and you can solve their problems. So respond to their problems. And then why your people, that's the community aspect of it, showing that you are a community, and a community that other people want to get involved with. And if you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stories a day, then you know what, you're sorted. That's all you need. If you tick all them boxes, that's all you need, yeah? All right, I'm gonna give you a bonus one here as well. So those are your 5 base stories that you're posting every single day, okay? You got that locked in now. If you wanna add a bonus one on top, that is to sell. So that's literally just gonna be 1 story, bold text, DM push. You can kind of intertwine this with any of these 5, but if you want to just add it as a 6th one on top, this is going to be the one that sells, where you're trying to sell whatever product it is. You're pushing people to a wait list. You're pushing people to a lead magnet. You're trying to put out that you've got coaching spaces available. This is where you do that one. On that 6th one, it's just a very simple story, picture of something random, bold text saying, DM me for transformation or something like that. And yeah, that's the DM push. If you're struggling with X, then I can help you with whatever. DM me for transformation. And that is the selling one. So you've got 6 story posts there that you can post every single day without failing. If you follow that and you don't start going over the top with it, posting 55 million different ones or missing all these points that I've spoke about, yeah, I'm waffling now. I'm out of breath. This is my first YouTube video, man. And if you've made it to the end, I appreciate it. Drop me a subscribe, drop me a follow on Instagram. Ask me any questions in the comment that you want to ask me. The Identity Lab will be dropping very, very soon. I will get better at these videos, I promise you, but we've got whole modules of me just talking like this over stuff like this. So yeah, it's what you need as a coach. I'm not gonna lie, we're changing the game. Welcome to the Identity Method. Peace.